Oh, I'm so excited to get into today's video. We're starting off with some fun stuff for a short, and I am hyped with how it's looking. I mean, I think you can tell how hype I am with the way my hair looks, but I gotta find what I need, which is right here. Now, y'all will probably have already seen it, but my excitement is real, and let's get into it. We're also going through these Huskies, getting them all done. Well, Amanda's getting them all done while I'm doing some content creation. This is officially the last batch that's going on there. Amanda would like to get some Halloween themed stuff on this printer. And we have heard you guys loud and clear on the separation between laser engraving and 3D printing. So we are going to make a change. I don't know specifically exactly what or how yet, but we are listening to you guys and acknowledging exactly what y'all would like to see. We're going to give you more behind the scenes stuff and breakdowns of what products we're picking, things of what we did at the beginning that kind of got sidetracked. But we're getting back into it. Like, for example, we're going to figure out the next set of dragons we're going to end up doing. We're going to take y'all step by step. But the number one thing is we're going to get the orange on launch and get things going for that after I finish this clip of the bookmark. Let's just do that. Now, I know I mentioned we have one final thing that we're getting into that is different from laser engraving in today's video, which is a heat press we're going to unbox and share with you guys. And then the full change of how everything is going to be orchestrated will happen after this point, but we'll have everything included at the end of this video. Stay tuned for that. So we've officially finished off the last Huskies, and we are getting some nice little Pocket Pete Wolves going. And the next thing I need to figure out, for some reason, slot A and slot C, or A and or 1 and 3, for some reason, or no, it's these two. For some reason, they're not picking up the colors. I'm wondering with the update if it did something to it to where it's not registering, because I removed this one and put it in here, and it picked up the white. So it's just these two slots that for some reason is not reading. Oh yeah, we rocking and rolling. It's been a while since I've done this quantity of Pocket Peeps on the machine, so it's gonna be cool to see. And for those of you who are wondering, this one we're actually doing it about 85% size. So we'll see how it turns out. I'm very excited. So one of the key things we're actually doing is we're posting one product every single day, whether that be on eBay, TikTok, Palm Street, Etsy. We're trying to be consistent and leveling up on what we're doing. The main thing that we're gonna have to do and get in a regular habit of is a quantity check by the end of each week, which is what gets complicated, especially since I'm working 9 to 5, and lately it's been 9 to 7. That's what's going on, and that's what's making it difficult to figure out on how to keep track. Given we're not making sales, but I am an overthinker, and I like to think way ahead of time. And if a bunch sells, I would rather not have to tell people that a couple orders are canceled because I don't have enough quantity, which is obviously a good thing to have. But this is the internal battle I always have for this kind of stuff. But we have to build something, and it's the fear of failing was what's held us back, but we're gonna try to do our best to like cut that out and just keep pushing and keep moving forward and getting it up there. We have, like I said, we have the eBay, the Etsy, the TikTok, the Palm Street, and getting things pretty much prepped up on Palm Street to do a live sell at some point. Do I know when exactly that is? No. Am I terrified of doing it? Absolutely, because it's something brand new, and live selling requires a presence. Given, especially with my speech impediment, if I do that and I mess up while I'm doing the live, it's something that I have to just go through and just flow with and pretty much attend to, which should be okay, but it's just these are the things that I go through. Now, the next thing that we're going to get done right now is getting another product, getting a Halloween product ready to go, and taking the colors that we have on the A1 Mini right now. I'm probably going to switch out either the blue or the yellow and put in the orange for one of those spots once we figure out what we want to print next. We got another bat suit piece in the works. We got our little pumpkin earrings in the works as well. These are going phenomenal. Now it's time to get a print on Krillin for tonight and see what we get in the morning. Alright, new pumpkin earrings are done. That looks very good. We only had 2 fails, so had to change that. Reminder, if you guys have a A1 Mini, remember you can stop the ones that are failing through the app. This one's, they're looking good, but I'm a little worried I'm going to run out of gray before they're done. I still have 7.5 hours left. We'll see. This little squid, almost done, it's got an hour left. And last but not least, another bat part, and I still get so impressed with the speed of this thing. Literally 4 hours and 40 minutes. 4 hours and 40 minutes, and this was able to be finished. Well, I had a few fails, and like I said, the one really weird thing is the fact that if it's over 60 things being created, for some reason, the system says you can't skip. I don't know why it's limited to that. Let's show you. Yeah, over 64 items, Bamboo Studio Slicer, lower than V1, 6. Perform other non-printing tasks, only one object in printing. Yeah, I don't know why. It's definitely time for a new build plate because half of them are gone, and that should not have happened at all. Oh, look, there's still more. Yep, that's wonderful. And this is one of those moments we really have to be honest with ourselves, and even though it's almost done, we're just gonna have to eat the cost of the fail. I'm seeing layer line shifts. Plus, once it gets to the actual pocket peeps portion of it, it's not gonna do good. So we're gonna have to just call this one a dud and get back to it. And these are the decisions you have to make and take into consideration when you're 3D printing. But it is time to get a new build plate. I'm not obviously getting one right now. We literally had to prioritize getting filament for all the printers, so that's going to be a thing. And I do have a build plate that I can do that will help, hopefully. And I'll flip it to see what the other side looks like, or brim. Brim will definitely help with this situation on doing that. And obviously too, the thing that does kind of suck is the limitation on this. This is not what I was expecting to happen right now. Let's take this negative, turn it into a positive, and continue on printing and get some more things done. Alright, so at this portion in the vlog, there's actually a little bit of missing context. So the number one thing I want to let y'all know is we actually ended up going to the Boo Bash Festival that we were going to try to go to, but in order to get the slot, I believe it was $450 to get this slot. But we actually ended up having a pretty good time and actually ran into some other great 3D printing creators that actually happened to watch the channel, so it's very much appreciated. I wish I would have had more time to actually talk with them and get into things, but I wanted to add this context before we get into it and let it play out like it normally does. So we did just get recognized by some fellow 3D printers. We're going to share their links here in the description box below. Make sure y'all go check it out and support. That's what we do here. That's what we do best here. That event was chaos. There was a lot going on with the kids, with family around, and with me wanting to take time to talk with those 3D printing people. I didn't get the opportunity to actually do it for two reasons. One, they were handling customers, didn't want to bother them with that. But two, I wanted to ask them some more questions. We definitely wanted to take the opportunity to do that, but that was definitely not the place to do it. It had a massive amount of foot traffic, and we did want to try to do that one. We didn't get the opportunity to do it, and we're glad we saw some other 3D printing people there. There was actually another booth that had some 3D printing stuff too that I was trying to get to look on the way out, but the kids just were not having it anymore, so I was not able to take the opportunity to do that. We have some more pumpkin earrings on the way. I wanted to do one little wolf just to see, and I do not have enough filament now to do that, so I have to wait for the next batch of filament coming in to do that. And we have that beautiful squid there, which is going to come off. Now, I know people were wondering the settings. Now, let's see if it does it this easy on this one as well. And that's kind of why I did the squid. It's because of all the articulated pieces for the brim. And I kept that as a one shot just now so y'all can see. This one does it as well. And there is no specific setting that I adjusted. I didn't tamper with anything. This is the auto brim setting on the 85X. And I will say right now for a fact, this is the best printer that I've ever seen handle brim work. Period. So far. Got the Batman part. About to get another one ready to go. Just a little behind the scenes
No.
of our photo taking
Can't.
for Instagram posts. This is what it takes to be a content creator. You did it perfectly. You just thought about it too much.
I can't. No.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Is that stupid?
One more time.
My hair look okay? I can't
It looks
see.
really good, actually. It has been extremely busy. I literally have several pages of scripts that I've written, that I've gotten done to give to my boss for some social media content over the next couple weeks. But something that kind of highlighted and is interesting to me is I got one box of, I'm assuming, filament when I'm actually supposed to get a big old bundle of them. So I'm curious to know why I got a separate box.
Maybe it's the pet.
Of one, it is the Pet G. Now that answers the question. It's because it's the Pet G. But I ordered more than just this one. So that's still interesting because I ordered enough colors to make the Tiki Bar birdhouse. That's one of the products we want to kind of highlight and make something that is outside user friendly for the first time. We're hopping into new things, and also, but we are going to incorporate something that can be use case outside, that's going to be a unique item that can be priced a little bit higher to make the potential to do something unique, different, and outside, and potentially make bigger profit that's not specifically Dice Tower or Wine Holder or something like this. This is more of a unique birdhouse capability, and if it can sell well, we're going to incorporate it to do multiples of it, because we need to think and restructure and get back on track of, like, yes, we have the ability to do multiple products, but we need to have set products or smaller products that we can manufacture massively to be able to put it online, where we don't have to worry about the money that we make from that specific product. Now that money gets put back into making duplicates and all that stuff. We already had planned for it to be like that, so it just replenishes a little bit, but it also generates revenue that can be consistent, that can stay on the platform long term, where, you know, we can see more coming in because we have more quantity on that. That's kind of what we're doing, and me and Amanda literally have been working on getting meetings together and actually structuring how we want to do it now, rather than let's print this, let's print that, let's see how it goes. We're kind of getting more structure based now when it comes to that, but also still having fun, and we're going to incorporate some fun prints on content wise on the channel, where, for example, like, I know I've been kind of just teasing the Batsuit and stuff like that, but we want to make it more structured, very similar to another content creator we've recently seen, where she made an entire claptrap, which was fantastic, by the way. Fantastic job. I would like to incorporate that, especially since I am a collector at my core. That is the kind of stuff that I would also like to include at some point on the channel. But we have an extremely busy, literally from this time right now till the end of the year, of extreme busyness, weekends, content, work, literally everything around, family-wise, work-wise, business-wise. It all gets amped up from here until literally the end of January. So we're really excited and really hyped, and there's a lot to do. But thank you guys for enjoying today's video. We will be getting back to some more content on a weekly basis. We are prepping and getting things ready for our live stream as well, which is another big deal for us. We're coming up with a date hopefully this week to figure out what's going to be the best date we can do that and accommodate that exciting moment of vlogging every week for the last year and just celebrating with you guys. And we have great video ideas that we want to do. We're going to have to make a filtered list of what we want to do first and just go through it there. And I will catch y'all on next week's video. Bye, guys. So we just wanted to document it here, but we did unbox this guy. Very easy. Literally plug in and it's ready to go. But what we're going to do is we're going to wrap that up. We're actually going to get a product that we're going to get available and ready for us to wear for winter time. We're going to have our little patch. We're going to use our laser engraver, put our family print project on there, logo, our little the FPP on there, TFPP on there for the family print project on a little patch. Heat press it on there and showcase that